I want to talk to you about how to buy an e-bike. For some of us, it may be 10 years since we've ridden a bike, and maybe 20 years since we've actually bought a bicycle, and now all of a sudden there's e-bikes. And it can be a little confusing. It's hard to ask around. You don't see as many of them on the street as you see regular bikes. You know, where do I go? How do I not get ripped off? And how do I get a bike that I'll really like and one that'll last? And will I be able to keep it running? Will it be hard to service? First of all, don't worry about all of that. The first thing you do is you need to find a good, reliable retail store, okay? And when you go to that store, you have to really make sure that they have at least 12, I'd prefer 15 different e-bikes. Why do you have to have so many e-bikes? Because, first of all, there's 3 criteria to get you started in purchasing an e-bike. One of them is your height and weight. The second one is the kind of riding you do. And then the third one is your budget. And because the kind of riding you do can be varied, you may have 2 different types of riding. You need a bike that can cross between the 2. Your height and weight, you want it to be comfortable. So if they have one bike in one size, how can you test it compared to a bike that would fit your needs but you're a different size? So anyway, that's my opinion about the retail store. Should have 12, preferably 15 different e-bikes, and try 2 or 3 bikes before you even begin to zero in on the right bike for you. Okay, we talked about height and weight and criteria to buy a bicycle. Now let's talk about the type of riding you do. Very important criteria. Some of the things to think about are what kind of bike do you have now? What kind of riding do you do? Neighborhood riding, you know, you're just going to go out for 3 or 4 or 6 miles around the neighborhood, or maybe you're going to do a commute. You want to commute to work a few days a week. The type of bike you choose will be dependent on how hilly that commute is, or that neighborhood is, and how far it is. There's other things to be thinking about too. Most customers, and when I say most, I mean like 14 out of 50, and once they've owned an e-bike, they find they ride a lot more often, and often take aside a Sunday afternoon or Saturday if they're off, and go for a long ride, 40 or 50 miles. We have to have a bike that'll allow you to do that as well. Then we go into road riding, which would be paved roads, paved bike trails, or hard dirt trails. I call it hard pack trails. That'll help us. We'll get the right tire for you and work that out. So you've got type of riding you do, the length of the ride you do, is it hilly or is it not hilly? And then there's the last feature, something like this bike, which would be off-road riding, you know, riding on a beach, riding up a mountain and down the mountain, which takes even more skill, or riding in a bike park with paths that are challenging. These will help your salesperson get the right bike for you. So think about the kind of riding you do. Lastly, budget. Budget, of course. Hard to talk to about budget. You know, e-bikes sell for as low as $590 to $10,000, maybe more. I haven't seen that one yet. Cut both the low end off and the high end off. All of our experiences in life tell us that. You want a good, reliable bike. You don't want an entry-level bike that, you know, who knows where you'll ever find a part for it, or who would you contact for service. You want a good bike. And you can buy good bikes for as low as $980. Bikes that'll take you over 20 miles between a charge, and then you can always charge it at your destination and ride back, because those smaller range bikes charge very fast. So budget. You can buy very good e-bikes for $980 to $1,400. When you go over that $1,400, you're getting into extended range, very special comfort features, and things like that. You know, you get a bike that, you know, you can pass the spandex-clad young trainer trying to do a triathlon. You could have a lot of fun. E-bikes prices can go all the way up to thousands of dollars. I try to stay in that $980 to $2,000 range, and oftentimes you can buy the lower price bike with an agreement with your dealer to say, after so many weeks, may I trade it in and get what I paid for it, because I did decide I wanted a more expensive bike. Range, type of riding you're going to do, price range I should have said, type of riding you're going to do, and of course your size. And then of course the last thing I have to tell you, and I speak to this from experience, don't buy a bike from an old crabby guy like me. You know, find some young guy. Find some younger guy, or better yet, young lady, to help you buy your bike. But old guys like me, I wouldn't buy a bike from me.